Hello and welcome back to the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Ferguson, writer for UCLA on SI. Today we're going to be breaking down UCLA's win against Texas in the Final Four and kind of what to expect versus South Carolina in the national championship game. Just kind of breaking down this performance, things that UCLA needs to improve on, as well as things that they did good on in this game. But before we get started, I want to thank everyone right now who's listening, Apple Music, Spotify, or even YouTube. It all means a lot to me, and I cannot thank you enough. So yeah, just to kind of start off, this was just not a good game. It was hard to watch. Obviously, I watched it because you have to. Final Four game, but 51-44, not very overwhelming. I didn't really see fireworks go off in this game, but it was a slow burn, and I think that's exactly what UCLA needs right now to go up against a team as rough nosed as Texas, and that's going to ultimately help them be better against South Carolina. So obviously it was a tough game to watch, but I think when you move on to the championship game, it's definitely going to benefit UCLA a lot more. Texas, I believe, is top 5 in the country in total defense. So again, just a really hard game for the Bruins, and I thought they did struggle, and I'll get into that later, obviously. But overall, I felt like they looked like the better team. They led for 94% of the game. That comes by being a more dominant team. Their biggest lead came with 13. I believe that happened really late in the the fourth quarter. Obviously, Texas was able to kind of, bridge the gap a little bit. I think they were down like 3 at one point, and then Lauren Betts was able to get a block where it would have made it a 1-point game. So again, just her being that big time player and really showing up when it matters definitely proves that UCLA actually does have a very good team here. Defensively, again, UCLA played, I think, amazing. You give the number one seed only scoring 44 points. You got to give UCLA their flowers there. All of Texas's starters were held under 10 points. Rory Harmon looked like she was about to take off. I think at one point Texas had scored 6 points as a team, and then Rory Harmon herself had 6 points. So again, I thought she was going to be, the thorn in UCLA's side, but she eventually cooled down. UCLA kind of found the rhythm again, and she was kind of taken out of the game. She finished with 8 points. Madison Booker, I really do think UCLA dodged a bullet. I think Texas would have probably had UCLA dead to rights if Madison Booker didn't have such a rough night shooting. She scored 6 points, went 3 of 23 from the field. 0 of 4 from 3. She's a great player. She had a lot of good looks, but just couldn't convert. And ultimately, that is why UCLA was able to win the game. Kyla Oldacre, she was the Texas Longhorns leading scorer, the center there. I thought she did great out kind of limiting Lauren Betts. She finished this game with 11 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 7 rebounds. She had a pretty good game, but again, I think UCLA was just able to, limit her as best as possible, and I think it worked out well for the Bruins. But again, I think UCLA's defense was primarily the reason they won the game, and they had to be that good because I'm going to go into struggles, and you'll kind of see why. So onto the struggle bus. What UCLA did wrong in this game? 23 turnovers. It's pretty obvious what the Bruins did good. They shot 41% from the field, so you can't really discredit that. They were able to get to the line 12 times, made 92% of their free throws. Again, can't really, get mad at them for that. But the 23 turnovers is absolutely crazy. I can't believe they actually were able to win this game. Again, just Madison Booker, 3 of 23. That is definitely going to be the reason why UCLA was actually able to win this game in the first place. But yeah, 23 turnovers. Lauren Betts only had 1, which is surprising. She's normally, UCLA's leading turnover. Because she gets doubled every play. We saw it in this game, and that's ultimately why UCLA won again. There was a time where UCLA was getting some momentum. They decided to triple Lauren Betts, swung it out to Kiki Rice, 3, boom, just like that. UCLA's in the driver's seat. So again, her impact has just been phenomenal this entire tournament. But yeah, she only had 1 turnover. Her full stat line was 16 points, 11 rebounds. She shot 7 of 10 from the field. Great game from Lauren Betts. You really can't ask for more from her. Gianna Nipkins, I thought she played well in this game, actually. She has struggled throughout the tournament. I saw her stats decline significantly. You got to remember, she was UCLA's 50, 40, 90 shooter of the season. And she really hasn't shown it throughout the tournament. But she was able to score 10 points, 4 of 11 from the field, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line. I wanted to see UCLA shoot from beyond the arc, and I thought they accomplished that in this one. So again, just got to be happy about that. Even so, she had 4 turnovers. Ugly game for Neepkins with ball security. Gabriela Jaquez, 10 points, 4 of 10 from the field, 4 rebounds, had 6 turnovers. She was really the primary turnover. That's probably not even a word, but I'm gonna go with it. It sounds right. But yeah, just a rough game for her. Definitely some things have got to improve with UCLA's ball security, because I sound like a broken record when I say this, and I feel like it's catching up to me. But I keep saying that these better teams are not going to allow UCLA to have double-digit turnovers, whatever. But it appears that they can get away with having 20 turnovers at that. So it was a little crazy. I don't understand it really, but it's definitely something to keep tabs on. South Carolina is great. I mean, they just smoked UConn 62-48. Crazy stuff at the end of the game, but yeah, I don't see South Carolina allowing UCLA to have this many turnovers and still win the game. But I've said it all tournament, so I could be wrong. But yeah, definitely something UCLA has to work on. Definitely, you just got to be better as a team, ball security wise. Charlize Lager-Walker, 4 turnovers, had 4 assists, so 1-1 turnover assist ratio. Kiki Rice, 4 turnovers. She was a little quiet in this game, but again, I kind of mentioned that she was able to help UCLA really catch fire. So yeah, Sienna Betts didn't really play much. 6 minutes, 0 points, 1 rebound. In a tight game like this, I don't see Corey Close trusting Betts just yet. I don't really see how playing her for significant minutes helps UCLA more than obviously playing Angela Dugalic, who has been amazing. She had 4 points, so a little bit of a dip in production. 1 of 5 from the field, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, 2 blocks. Lauren Betts also had 3 blocks, so UCLA would finish this game with 6 blocks. But again, very good game for UCLA's defense. Offensively, I thought we could have seen a little bit more from them. But that's all you can really ask from a team like this, especially going against such a strong team like Texas. But now let's kind of turn our attention to South Carolina and what they were able to do. Well, obviously this is a UCLA podcast, but it's nice to scope out your opponents. So yeah, so for starters, South Carolina, great game overall. 62-48. They really gained momentum in the second half. It seems like that's where the game is going to be won when it comes for UCLA. And good news for the Bruins, they have been a much better second half team, especially in this tournament, I believe. I think that's when they really turn on the Jets and really start pushing the needle and really taking the lead here. So, but it's important to remember South Carolina also is a team like that. So UCLA's definitely got to keep an eye out on that. It's important to note UConn was actually up by 2 points in the first half at one point. So again, for South Carolina to win by 14 points, that says something about what South Carolina has right now. So definitely a scary team to look at for Joyce Edwards, Tinaya Lotson was leading scorer for the Gamecocks. She had 16 points, 11 rebounds. So, she got 10 of her points came from the line. So if UCLA can, not get into foul trouble that often, I think, UCLA should be able to limit her. Let's see. Joyce Edwards had a good game, 11 points, 8 rebounds, great player. She had 3 steals as well. So again, that's another player UCLA has to kind of watch out for. 6'3", definitely going to be a challenge for the Bruins. So we're not going to go into a full, game breakdown. 3 players who, UCLA needs to watch out for, kind of breaking down stat by stat. What was the team's best highlights of the season? None of that today, but just kind of, giving you guys, a taste of what to expect for South Carolina. Obviously, I'll provide more game coverage on that game. They're going to be playing, I believe, on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be a great game to watch. Definitely kick up your feet. Yeah, it's going to happen on Monday, 12:30 p.m. On a Monday. Sorry. Yeah, 12:30 is a little whatever. But yeah, it's going to be a good game. That's all I'm going to say. UCLA opens this game as a 2.5 point underdog, 2.5 point underdog. So it's going to be interesting to see how UCLA overcomes that. Obviously, South Carolina is playing some of their best basketball right now, and UCLA looked rough against Texas. Objectively, they looked rough. We know it's definitely going to benefit them, like I said before, having a tough defensive battle, going blow for blow with another number one seed. But anyways, it's definitely going to be a close game. But that's really all I have for you guys today. I'm definitely excited to watch this game. It's definitely going to be a bloodbath. 12:30 though. Yeah, I'll watch the game. Yeah, I'll be there to watch the game, provide updates. It's going to be great. Can't wait. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode. And as always, have a good day and fours up.